So next topic, next chapter. This is the major chapter in total syllabus. That is invertebrates. I'm directly starting from protozoa. So actually, there are fundamentals of classification, rules of classification, animal kingdom. Okay, so coelom, symmetry, all those are there. But so first of all, let's complete these phyla and the related type studies. So there will be that will be fundamentals will be one or two classes. Okay. Anyway, so protozoa. So there are nothing much to explain in this topic, but it is just a kind of revision for you. Okay. Until now, we discussed some topics which are need to be explained. But all these but invertebrates particularly, okay, even in vertebrates, some topics are must be explained. But here, most of the invertebrate chapters, uh, there is no much to explain. Just a reminder, revision time. Okay. Anyway, so protozoa, uh, it was derived from two, Latin words. Protos means primitive or first. Zoom means animal. We all know that. So it means that actually first animals are the organisms which are prior to animals. Random meanings వస్తాయి. Okay. So then, so who discovered protozoans? Okay, Leeuwenhoek. So that is wonderful. Okay. So first to discover చేసింది ఐడెంటిఫై చేసింది మాత్రం Anton van Leeuwenhoek. And he not only identified protozoans but also RBCs, bacteria, and the spermatozoa. Okay, he uh, observed all these microorganisms, and he called them as little animals, that is animalcules. And this is important point. Okay, it was asked in many exams. So the term protozoa was first coined by Goldfuss. Okay, and there is another scientist called Dobel. He described protozoans as acellular animals. So that means, so there are no cells, plural is absent. Any other intention. Okay. So similarly, Van Seebold, he described these animals as unicellular animals. So అందరికి తెలుసు, but I'm stressing it again. Protozoa అనగానే ఫస్ట్ ఈ టర్మ్ గుర్తు రావాలి. యూనిసెల్యులార్ అనే టర్మ్ గుర్తుకు రావాలి. మీరు వైల్ టీచింగ్ సో ఫస్ట్ వాట్ డూ యూ నో అబౌట్ ప్రొటోజోన్స్ అని స్టూడెంట్స్ని అడగాలి. సో వాళ్ళు చెప్పరు. చెప్తే ఓకే, చెప్పకపోతే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ షుడ్ రిమెంబర్ దట్ దే ఆర్ యూనిసెల్యులార్ అని చెప్పాలి. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద మోస్ట్ పెక్యులియర్ ఫీచర్ in the whole animal kingdom. Okay, they are single-celled organisms or animals. Okay, then let's come to general characters. So here we all know that they are unicellular. Okay, only one cell is present. They are microscopic. We cannot see them with our naked eye. We can only identify them under a microscope or simple microscope at least. So they are unicellular. You can also call them as acellular because only one cell is present. So body is either naked or covered by a plasma lemma or pellicle. So or calcium carbonate, sometimes strontium sulfate made shell. may also present as an exoskeleton. Okay, so most commonly plasma lemma is present and pellicle is present in most of the protozoans. Okay, so single cell performs all the functions of the body. So there is no need of division of labor. Okay, so free there some are free living, some are commensals. Okay, so many are parasitic. We all know that they may be solitary. That means singular, or they may live, single, or some are colonial. Very some protozoans are colonial animals. Very less number. Most of the protozoans are solitary organisms. So this is the term we should remember, holozoic nutrition. So you should remember this, term solid. Ingestion of solid substances. Okay, so that is called holozoic nutrition. So then, so some are holozoic nutritious organisms or animals. Some are holophytic. Holophytic is phyta, is nothing but a plant. Okay, so here they live, their nutrition is just like plant-like. So that is autotrophic nutrition is also seen. That is also a peculiar character only seen in protozoa. And some are saprozoic. Saprozoic means, so depending on the, are eating the dead decaying organisms or material. Okay, so or some are saprophytic. So feeding on liquid food. Okay, so is saprophytic. It is given in the book. Anyway, you remember that. I have never seen this term, but okay, you just wherever it is encountered as per the book. So feeding on liquid food, saprophytic, and then parasitic. So many protozoans are parasitic organisms. Okay, so these are the various kinds of nutritions. Holozoic nutrition, holophytic or autotrophic, saprophytic or saprophytic, okay, are parasitic. So many protozoans are parasites. So generally, as the protozoans are unicellular organisms, so naturally the intracellular digestion takes place. So within the food vacuoles, just like our WBCs, మనం చూసిన macrophages ఎట్లా జరుగుతుందో అట్లాగే జరుగుతుంది. నో డిఫరెన్స్, సేమ్ అలాగే జరుగుతుంది. హ్యూమన్ బాడీలో మాక్రోఫేజెస్ ఎలాగైతే అవి ఎంగల్ఫ్ చేసి డైజెషన్ చేస్తాయో అలాగే ప్రోటోజోన్లో జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే, సో phagocytosis. And then locomotion. This is very important and peculiar character in protozoans. The locomotory organ, you can call them as locomotory organelles because they are unicellular. Okay, so mainly pseudopodia, flagella, cilia. Okay, so some may contain, tentacles are also present rarely in some protozoans. Okay, some organisms, some protozoans, they may not contain, like plasmodium, they may not contain any locomotory organism, organelle. So, yeah, just now I told you that in plasmodium, metabolic movement, okay, in some protozoans, metabolic movement or gregarine movement. Okay, so a kind of pellicular movement. Okay, so due to contraction and relaxation of pellicle, so a kind of movement takes place, that is metabolic movement or gregarine movement. And in some protozoans like Plasmodium or Euglena. Okay, some myonin uh, muscle fibers are present. Due to their contractions and relaxation, the animal shows some movement that is called metabolic movement or metaboly. Okay, so that causes Gregorian movement. Okay, so the help of myonins, a kind of muscle fibers. Yeah, so as they are very, very simple organisms, the respiration and excretion is by simple diffusion from higher concentration to lower concentration. The substances are exchanged from body to surroundings. And contractile vacuoles also take part in excretion in uh, some part of excretion. Okay, their contractile vacuole main function is osmoregulation. So maintaining the equal concentration of body fluids with their surroundings is called osmoregulation. So these contractile vacuoles, their main function is osmoregulation. Okay, so reproduction is a big topic in the protozoan, and it is really complicated type of reproduction types are seen in protozoa. Basically, there are two kinds, asexual and sexual type of reproduction is seen. So asexual type is binary fission, multiple fission, budding, plasmatomy, encystment. Okay, all these are the different kinds of asexual reproduction types. Sexual reproduction, so isogamy or anisogamy, that is called fusion of gametes. Okay, conjugation. Okay, autogamy, automixis, endomixis. So there are different kinds of sexual reproduction that are seen in protozoans. Okay, so this is important. In Polystomella or Elphidium, there is a term called alternations of generations. So it is a kind of life history in which so two body forms are formed one after another. So one is formed from another form. So that newly formed form produces the first form, and again from first form the second form is formed, and again from second form again first form is formed. So that is alternation of generations. So that is seen in Elphidium. A true alternation of generations in seed is seen in Elphidium. So that is protozoan general characters and the classification. So protozoa was classified differently by different scientists. So in majority of cases, L.H. Hyman's classification was followed. But in recent period, so in our state, so became a practice to follow B. B.M. Honeyberg's classification, which is very, very broad and very, very lengthy classification. So in our syllabus, the classification should be followed up to, class levels. So I have given the classification up to classes level only, but still it is very, very lengthy. Okay, protozoa is divided into 4 subphyla: Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Nidospora, Coelophora. Okay, if you observe, so first to start with S, second to start with C. S square, C square, అట్లా గుర్తుంచుకోవచ్చు. Right. So Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Nidospora, Coelophora. These are the 4 subphyla of protozoa. Okay, so subphylum Sarcomastigophora. Actually, sarcod means fleshy. Okay, so mastic means flagellum. Okay, so here either fleshy pseudopodia are present or flagella are present as locomotory organs. Sarcomastigophora means that. Okay, so sarco means so fleshy. That means here pseudopodia. Okay, mastigon means flagella. Here both pseudopodium and flagella are present as locomotory organs. Okay, so this is, yeah, nucleus may be single or many. Okay, so reproduction is asexual and sexual as usual. So asexual reproduction is occurred in the binary fission or multiple fission. It is very, very famous. And sexual reproduction is occurred by means of isogamy or anisogamy. Okay, that is called syngamy. So fusion of gametes. Okay, so Sarcomastigophora is again divided into three superclasses. Three superclasses. So one is Mastigophora or flagellata. Here separated. Okay, Opalinata and Sarcodine. Here sarcod means pseudopodium. Here mastix means the flagella. So Opalinata is extra. Anyway, the Sarcomastigophora is divided into MOS, M-O-S. Remember, short form. So Mastigophora, Opalinata, Sarcodina. Okay, here the superclass Mastigophora or flagellata. So here you remember wherever the flagellum is present, the body is covered with pellicule. Okay, blindly you remember. So flagella are main locomotory organelles in these organisms. So they may be free living or parasitic. So it is again divided. Mastigophora is again divided into Phytomastigophora, Phoria, and Zoomastigophora. You can also call it as Phytomastigophora, Zoomastigophora. Okay, so first one is phyto. Phyto అంటే so related to plants. Okay, so in these organisms, the chromatophores, okay, present with chlorophylls. So obviously they exhibit holophytic nutrition, that is autotrophic kind of plant-like nutrition is seen. So pellicule is present, that is very common as flagellum is present. So here these are some of the famous examples. Euglena, this is Chlamydomonas, and this is Serration, which is a bioluminescent organism, and all these are the autotrophic organisms. Example, Trizoamoeba, Chilomonas, Euglena, Paranema, Volvox. So Volvox is an example for colonial protozoan, and it contains cellulose. Okay, even Chlamydomonas also. So this cover, the theca, outer layer or cell wall is present, that is made of cellulose. That's why so botanists they believe that Chlamydomonas is part of plant kingdom. Okay, so and the zoologists believe that it is animal because it shows movement. Even Volvox also, which is a colonial organism. Anyway, so that is examples, and dinoflagellates like Nactiluca, Silesium. So these are called dinoflagellates. Okay, so their body is covered with again the theca. Okay, so these animals they produce light in the water. Okay, so example Nactiluca, Silesium. They are called dinoflagellates. So this is Silesium diagram. That is about the phytomastigophoria of mastigophora. Okay, so now zoomastigophora, which are true protozoans. Okay, so it is also called as zooflagellata. So chromatophores or chlorophyll is absent as usual. So they are mostly parasitic. Zooflagellates are mostly parasitic. So nutrition is either holozoic or saprozoic. Okay, So their reserve food material is glycogen as their animal. So flagella may be one to many flagella are present. Pseudopodia are main locomotory organelles. Pseudopodia, not main, sorry. Pseudopodia are actually absent. So because they are zooflagellates. Okay, anyway, some are bilaterally symmetrical. Actually, protozoans in general, they do not show any symmetry. But this animal, this is a very famous animal, so called Ziadia. If you observe this, it shows a clear-cut, almost, bilateral symmetry. Okay, so, and here two nuclei are present. Okay, so binucleate with delicate pellicle. Example, Giardia lamblia. Actually, at the end of the protozoa, I'll give some famous common names. So, grand old man of intestine. Okay, so example, mastic amoeba, dimorpha, leishmania, and trypanosoma, famous parasites. So this is there is one order in the Zoomasticophora Phoria, so called Coenoflagellida. Okay, so in which a peripheral like collar. Okay, so like this. So this is animal, and here from a kinetoplast, a single, what we call the uh, flagellum is formed. This is called collar. So, Coenoflagellida order organism, they contain a collar around the base of a single flagellum. అది flagellum చుట్టూ ఒక collar అనేది ఉంటుంది. Example, Proterospongea. So here the Proterospongea is very, very important in the protozoa. So it is, remember, a connecting link between protozoa prolifer. Okay, so you remember that Proterospongea. So Giardia contains, 4 plus 4, 8 flagella. And Trichonympha, so here Trichonympha is very, very famous for its cellulose digestion. Okay, it lives as an endoparasite in termites, so that the termites, when they eat the wood, this Trichonympha uh, can digest cellulose. మళ్ళీ మీకు ఎకాలజీలో వస్తుంది. సో which can produce an enzyme called cellulase. Okay. So anyway, the Trichonympha is a good parasite of termites and cockroaches. And Trichomonas vaginalis, an endoparasite of human female. Okay. So all these are the Zoomasticophorians. So first one is Masticophoria. So second one is superclass Upalinata. So here the entire body covered by cilia-like flagella. They are not cilia, they look like cilia. Okay, but they are actually, as per the structure, they are flagella. Nuclei are two or many nuclei are present, and all are similar type of nuclei, that is monomorphic. So reproduction is symmetrogenic binary fission. Simply, so by the center, okay, so there will be a division takes place, that is symmetrogenic binary equal division అనేది జరుగుతుంది. But number of nuclei are not equally shared. So or by syngamy of anisogametes. So anisogamy అనేది sexual reproduction వీటిలో ఉంటుంది. So they are parasites in frogs and toads. Opalina is a parasite of the urinary bladder of the toad. Anyway, this is Opalina, which is a multinucleate organism. So that is Opalinata, and third superclass of the Mastigophora is Sarcomastigophora is superclass C, Sarcodyna. So it is nothing but pseudopodia containing organisms. So it is again divided into three classes. One is Rhizopodia, Actinopodia, and there is another one, Pyroplasmia is also there. Okay, so anyway, yet to only. Okay, I'll look into it. Anyway, here active Rhizopodia. So you can see the images Rhizopodia. Okay, so finger like pseudopodia are present in these organisms. Yeah, so body mostly amoeboid without definite pellicle. So some with a skeleton. Okay, pellicle ఏముండదు. Yeah, locomotion is by pseudopodia in these organisms. Their nutrition is holozoic or saprozoic because some are parasites. So pseudopodia, they may be in the form of reticulopodia, lobopodia, philopodia. Reticulopodia means like a network. Lobopodia means, so these are the lobopodia. And philopodia means thread-like, daram lanti, on the pseudopodia. So some are parasitic organisms. So they are largely in freshwater living organisms. Example, very famous examples are amoeba, entamoeba, Pelomyxa, Arcilla, diffusia, euglypha. So in Foraminifera, which is an order of the Rhizopodia, so a shell is present instead of plasmalemma. So that is multi-chambered. We all know that Elphidium or Polystomella so contains a multi-chambered shell. Okay, that is seen in Elphidium. This is the Entamoeba, two forms. And then actinopodia. So actin means ray. Kiranamu and the podia means pseudopodia here. So pseudopodia mainly axopodia. That means they are like rays like strong stiff rays like pseudopodia organism. So within the pseudopodia, axial filaments that supports that gives strength to the pseudopodia. So that's why they are stiff axopodia. So radiating from the spherical body. Spherical body means three. So these are the actinopodia. They are stiff when compared with other pseudopodia. So this is heliozoan, so sun-like organism. Okay, heliozoans are called sun animalcules. So there are pseudopodia are axopodia type of pseudopodia. They are radiating and they do not contain any plasma membrane. So they are naked. So with a skeleton of siliceous silica made scales and ఉండొచ్చు కొన్నిట్లో ఆర్ స్పైన్స్ అని ఉండొచ్చు సిలికాతో ఫామ్ అయినటువంటి స్పైన్స్ అని ఉండొచ్చు లేదా స్ట్రాన్షియల్ సల్ఫేట్ మేడ్ షెల్ అనేది అయినా ఉండొచ్చు సో radiolarians body covered radiolaria is an order of the actinopodia. So radial areas body covered with chitin made perforated shell. Okay, so yeah, pseudopodia are reticulopodia, axopodia, filopodia type of pseudopodia are present. And then skeleton is mostly siliceous pitches or strontium sulfate made shell. So that is about the actinopodia. So example, actinophis, commonly known as sun almond cube. This is actinophis. Polozoum, Thalassicola, Acanthometra, Pampyrella, Pseudospora, ఇవన్నీ అవసరం లేదు. Okay. So Babesia was formerly included with Sporozoa, but its species do not produce spores. Sporozoa only sporulation జరిగే animals మాత్రమే యాడ్ చేయడం జరిగింది కాబట్టి Babesia was removed from the Sporozoa which do not produce any spores. So that is about the Sarcomastopora subphylum. Second one is Sporozoa. So blindly you remember all the Sporozoans are parasites. Okay. So here in these organisms, locomotor organelles are absent. Okay. Spores usually present. So they are exclusively endoparasites. Sporozoans only would endoparasite. Okay. So here Telosporia and Taxoplasmia, Haplosporia. There are 3 classes. Telosporia, Taxoplasmia, Haplo, TPH, Haplosporia. Okay, so class 1 Telosporia. So spores without any polar capsules or filaments. So they are naked or encysted anyway. So it has subclasses Grigerina and Coccidia. Okay, so here subclass Grigerines, their mature forms are generally called as trophozoites. Here, those mature trophozoites are large and they are they are present as an intercellular or extracellular in both gut and body cavities. They are present in between the cells. So each spore which is produced by the Gregorians, so can produce 8 sporozoites. So they are mostly parasites in invertebrates. Invertebrates are parasites. For example, monocystis. So it is an endoparasite in, earthworm. Spermatheca. Okay, so monocystis, which is an endoparasite in the earthworm. Gregorina is another example. So then subclass second one is Gregorina. Another one is Coccidia. It is also known as epicomplexa. So here epicomplexa అనగానే మీకు క్లాస్ కూడా గుర్తు రావాలి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఎపికల్ కప్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని సబ్ క్లాస్ ని ఎపికాంప్లెక్సా అనే ఒక సబ్ క్లాస్ లో ఉంచడం జరిగింది. Right. So each oocyst there is sporogony in the stage of life in these organisms. So in which oocyst is formed. So the oocyst produces many sporozoites. Sporozoites are main stages of these animals or organisms. So blood or gut parasites of vertebrates. Example this is Plasmodium blood parasite. Okay, so Eimeriastidae which is a parasite in rabbits, gallbladder. So here, some are blood parasites like Plasmodium, some are gut parasites like Eiberiastidia, okay, Isospora and Plasmodium. Plasmodium is very, very famous that causes malarial fever in human being. This is the sporocyte of Plasmodium. Okay, then, so we have seen, so Telosporia is divided into Gregarina and Coccidia. Okay, so then second one is Taxoplasmia. So in these organisms, spores are absent. Only asexual reproduction is seen. Example, Taxoplasma gondii. So which is an endoparasite in human being. So then Haplosporia, third class. Okay, so uh, spore cases are present. Okay, that means spores are present. Only asexual reproduction takes place. Example is Ichthyosporidium. So this is not much important. And then second one is, third one is subphylum 3. Second one is Protozoa. Third one is Nidospora. Okay, so Nidospora organisms are also mostly their parasites, and they their one of the reproduction is population. Their spores are with polar filaments. You remember this? So polar filaments ఉన్నటువంటి spores ఎందులో ఉంటాయంటే nidosporas లో ఉంటాయి. So here it is again divided into two classes, Myxosporidia and Microsporidia. So mixo mean here micro అన్నాడు, ఇక్కడ mixo అన్నాడు. Micro means small. Okay. So కాబట్టి ఇది ఆటోమేటిక్గా spores are large, developed from several nuclei. So they are parasites mostly in fishes. Fishes లో అవి parasites గా ఉంటాయి. Okay. So example Myxilium myxobolus. So Myxilium myxobolus is parasite on fishes. Okay, so Ceratophrys is also one of the examples. So all these are parasites on fishes. Whereas microsporidians, okay, so their spores are small. That's why microsporidia developed from one nucleus and from several nucleus. So intracellular parasites in arthropods and fishes. Arthropods and fishes లోపల intracellular parasites ఉంటాయి. Here there is very, very famous example, Nosema notabilis. So which is generally regarded as hyperparasite. So that lives as an hyperparasite on another parasite, Myxilium or Myxobolus. So which is a parasite on fishes. Fishes mean the Myxilium or Myxobolus or Ceratomyxa. So immediately లేదో ఒక దానిపైన Nosema అనేది, so it depends as an hyperparasite. Parasite పైన parasite on. So that is about the Nidospora. And then Celiophora. So the name itself is indicating that ferae means having, cilia means cilia. Okay, cilia are the main locomotory organelles, and also feeding organelles in these organisms. So nuclei are dimorphic. So a round spherical micronucleus, okay, and a bean shaped or a bigger, so macronucleus is also present in Celiophora. So there is only one class is there. So only one class is there. So that is Ciliata or Infusoria. So locomotor organs are numerous hair-like cilia present throughout life. Life anta cilia అనేటువంటి ఉంటాయి. So definite mouth or cytostomy is present. Okay, so gullet present except in a few parasitic forms. So anal aperture, that is called cytopase, is permanent. Okay, so one or more contractile vacuoles are present even in marine and parasitic forms for the osmoregulation. Mostly two kinds of nuclei, large macronucleus, smaller micronucleus are present. So here the class Ciliata is again divided into holotricha and peritricha. So holotricha includes their body is covered with cilia and they are simple and uniform without oral ciliature. Okay, so you know mouth చుట్టూ cilia అంటూ ఏమి ఉండవు. Example polyps, trydenium, Palantinium coli. Okay, so Colpoda, Spiropona, Lobopona. Okay, so all these are the some of the important names to be remembered. So in some holotrichians, the cilia are spirally arranged. So example Hylophisa. So and Anaplophyllia, Maupacella. So in some buccal cavity, ventral with ciliary membranes. Okay, ciliary membranes like verticella. Okay, అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి ciliaని కలిసి ఒక membrane లాగా ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. Okay, so then example is very famous paramecium polymerium. Okay, so this is the structure of paramecium. Then that is holotricha, body anta cilia ఉంటుంది కదా. So this is gullet. Okay, or oral groove. Okay, that leads into gullet leads into cytoplasm. And there is a cytophase, not proctor, cytophase another. Yeah, and if you observe two types of nuclei. So large macronucleus, smaller micronucleus, and two generally contractile vacuoles are seen. So peritricha. So adult without body cilia. Okay, so adult key, so there is no need of body cilia, apical end buccal cilia. Okay, so this apical end is with buccal cilia. Example verticella. Then here subclass peritricha, holotricha, and suctory. So these are sessile and stalked body. Young ones are with cilia, adult with suctorial tentacles. అప్పుడు అన్నది ఇదే కొన్నిట్లో టెంటకిల్స్ అనేటువంటివి లోకోమోటరీ ఆర్గాన్స్ గా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అసినేటా, ఎఫిలోటా అండ్ పోడోఫైరా. Okay, so then subclass D spirotrichia. So their body cilia number is reduced, buccal cilia well marked. So body cilia are short, uniform or absent. Example stentor, Berseria, spirostoma. Sorry, I think it is not recording. Okay, it's recording. Okay, so yeah, but in some animals, body cilia are reduced or completely absent. Example, Strongylium, Alteria. These are not famous examples. Some are dorso-ventrally flattened and fused cilia form ventral cirri. Cirri means a band of cilia. Okay, Euphilotus and Styloncia. Floats and Styloncia. So that is about the protozoal general characters and classification. And then Enteiva histolytica life history. So these are the two forms of Enteiva histolytica. Okay, so we all know that there is a trophozoite form which is major form and minuta form. Okay, so you can also call it as precystic stage. Anyway, so Enteiva histolytica was discovered by Lambel. So Losch explained about its life cycle. Okay, so there are three species in genus Enteiva. Enteiva histolytica and Enteiva gingivalis. So gingivalis is a mouth parasite. Gingivitis. uh, it causes gingivitis. So Entaviva coli. So out of which Entaviva histolytica is very dangerous. So Entaviva histolytica is cosmopolitan, mostly present in tropical and unhygienic countries. So they are unicellular as usual. So lives as an parasite. So you can also call it as histozoic parasite because it lives in tissue. Okay. So you remember mucosal and submucous layers of large intestine of man. So they live as an endoparasite or histozoic parasite. So the Entaviva histolytica secretes a substance called histolysin and damages or dissolves the intestinal wall. Okay, so the name is histolytica. Specific name is given for this reason. Okay, it causes amoebiasis disease in man. So structure we have already seen. So it resembles amoeba except so Entaviva contains except so it contains single pseudopodium that is called which is a lobopodium. So as only one is present, monopodial or monopodium. Okay, so and Entaviva also lacks the contractile vacuum. These two are the differences between amoeba and Entaviva. There are other differences are also there. So plasma lemma is present surrounding the body. Cytoplasm is divided into outer ectoplasm without granules and inner endoplasm with granules. Okay, so center of the cell possesses nucleus with endosome. So and the nucleus looks like a cartwheel shaped nucleus is present only in Entaviva histolytica. So here this one. Okay, here also. So cartwheel shaped nucleus is with endosome. So that one. Okay, the center one. Endosome is nothing but the nucleolus. Anyway, so food vacuoles contain RBCs and bacteria. Look at they eat RBCs of human being and also bacteria which is present in their vicinity. Nutrition is holozoic nutrition, anaerobic respiration takes place. Reproduction is purely asexual, that is binary fission only. Okay, so this is the and it is a monogenetic parasite. Man is the host. Man is the host of Trypanosoma, sorry, Entaviva histolytica, only host. So there are two stages are there. One is trophozoite stage, another one is pre-cystic stage or minuta stage. So this is the trophozoite stage. So it is the main feeding stage of the Entaviva. So it feeds on mucus and submucous layers of the large intestine wall, and it feed upon so the tissues and the RBCs, etc. Okay, and increases in size. So after that, okay, the matured trophozoite undergoes binary fission. So to form new trophozoites in each six chromosomes are present. I forgot. And out of after matured trophozoite binary fission, again they eat and again they grow. So again they undergo binary fission. Again they eat. Again they under uh, again new trophozoites are formed. Okay, so out of which some trophozoite enter new hosts, okay, by contamination method. So some enter pre-cystic stages. కొన్నేమో కొత్త host లోకి వెళ్తే కొన్నేమో pre-cystic stages లోకి వెళ్ళడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది in the same host. So pre-cystic stage. So here Yeah, this is the pre-cystic form. So అంటే cyst ముందున్న form pre-cystic form అంటాం. So compare with size is less. Okay, only pseudopodium is present and all the cytoplasmic specialties are lost or disappeared. Okay, like glycogen, RBCs, all those things. And okay, so it loses pseudopodium and food vacuoles. So uh, later, after losing these, it forms a thick cyst around the animal. So that is called encystment or encystation. Okay, now this minute stage is called as precystic stage. So this stage undergoes two nuclear division to form four nuclear stage called tetranucleated stage. సో దీనిలో ఉన్నటువంటి న్యూక్లియస్ ఓకే టూ టైమ్స్ డివిజన్ కావడం వల్ల సో ఫోర్ న్యూక్లియై ఆర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్ ఓకే సో that stage with cyst with four nuclei is called quadrinucleate cyst or tetranucleate cyst. And this cyst is, infective stage for another, new human being host. Anyway, so yeah, so to form four nuclei stage called tetranucleate stage, it possesses glycogen granules and chromatide bodies in the cytoplasm. So this stage is ineffective stage for next host. Sorry, this stage is infective stage. Remember, which is infective stage and tetranucleate stage. Okay, so this is the infective stage for next host. So this stage is infective next host. Tetranucleate stage comes out by fecal material. Okay, so they can live without food in the outside the host about 12 days. 12 days వరకు అవి so you know uh, they can live without food and proper uh, climate. So then infection. So this tetranucleate stage, yeah, this tetranucleate stage, so it comes out of the human body with the fecal material. So then, so vectors like houseflies, cockroaches. Okay, so when they touch that fecal material, so these tetranucleate stages, so they yeah, houseflies, cockroaches are act as vectors. So then existation, it occurs in new host in the stomach or small intestine. So here what happens? The tetranuclear stage is reached to new host by contaminated food or water. Okay, so anyway, so existation, that means that protein cyst is lost. That is called existation. It occurs in new host in the stomach or its small intestine wall due to maybe due to proteolytic enzymes. So related forms are called, yeah, the released forms are called excystic amoebae or metacystic stages. These stages undergo binary fission to form eight. So these stages undergo binary fission to form eight సిస్టిక్ ట్రోఫోజైట్స్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటి అంటే ఇవి కొత్త యూనో వాట్ కాల్ ది లోకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత అక్కడ స్మాల్ ఇంటెస్టైన్ లో ఒక స్మాల్ హోల్ పడి ది టెట్రాన్యూక్లియర్ స్టేజ్ okay called metacytic amoeba comes out of the cyst. This metacytic amoeba, so it undergoes so two mitotic divisions. Okay, so to form again the these are stages of the life history. So they again they act as they collect the food, they eat, they engulf, and they increase in size. That is what happens in the existation. So the released forms are called existing amoebae or metacystic stages. గుర్తుంచుకోండి existing amoebae or metacystic stages. Okay, ఇది ఒకసారి అడగండి క్వశ్చన్. Then these stages undergo binary fission to form 8 metacystic protozoites in the So they reach large intestine wall and mature to form protozoites. So pathogenesis, it causes ulcers and tumors in large intestine. Okay, అవి హిస్టోలైసిన్ వల్ల అల్సర్స్ లేదా ట్యూమర్స్ అనేది లార్జ్ ఇంటెస్టైన్ అవుతాయి. సో డ్యూ టు దిస్ slimy blood motion occurs called amoebic dysentery. Okay, so slimy, so blood motion. Okay, జిగట విరేచనాలు. So that occurs, that is called amoebic dysentery. So these forms may reach liver, lungs, and brain if it is neglected. So forms lesions and tumors in these various tissues. Okay, that is amoebic dysentery or amoebiasis was the so name. So then drugs to be used to control is emitin, carbazole, diadoquine, chloroquine, erythromycin, tetracycline, so mexafoam, entopex are generally okay. So these are the drugs to be used to control the or to cure the amoebic dysentery. Okay, so how we should control how should we avoid its significance? Okay, so we should maintain proper hygienic habits and also well cooked food we should eat. Okay, so I'll come under hygienic habits. Okay, so that is about the entire student, which is first parasite of our syllabus. Okay, that's it.